What is up, YouTube? We are back. Headaches to 8 and 8, episode 2 of season 2. Back here with Kolb again. I know it's been a while. We ended up having to move this into 2 seasons instead of one like the past, but things happened. I had to leave for a week. Mine and Kolb's schedules didn't line up, stuff like that. So we ended up extending this for 2 seasons. So this is the second episode. There'll be at least one more, maybe 2 before the season's over. We're currently in week 8. But yeah, let's get into it. Kolb, I'm going to bring you on now. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, please help me. Help me.
So, I know you started off 3-0.
Dude, I was on fire.
You was feeling good. Now we're in week 8 and you were 3-5. Had a little skid. But that's part of it. You know, what did you finish last year?
3-13.
Right, so you're already there. So as long as you can go, you know, you got what, 3-5. So you got 8 games left. So if you can just split, you're already almost 8-8. So it's getting better every year. Let's pull up. I can pull up the schedule actually. So you beat Jugs by a field goal. I think I watched some of that game. Your run game was doing really well too, but it's your defense that's been playing. I think that's what has surprised people. Besides a few outlier games like the Lions game, your defense is really balled out.
For sure.
They get stops. Of course, now you got 2 corners that are just nasty. You go and beat Smooth, 42-28. So nice little win there. And then you go and beat Coach, 35-24. So you start off 3-0. Then we get to the Taco game. That's the one that, you know, there's games every year that you're going to chalk up like, okay, if I win this game, great. But I'm going to count this as an L moving into the season because you got to see where, you know, your games. That's the game. So you lost by 14. Talk to me about that game. Where did it? Because it was close, right?
It was close. It was even closer than the 14-point loss. I was driving to tie the game up right at the end. I got an unfortunate misread by me, and he took the ball over, scored again. That's the 14-point loss.
That's right, because that was the one that you should have kicked your field goal. I think that was the one. I remember that now. So then we go to the TJ game, 3-point loss. Same thing there. You just couldn't close it out.
You know, he had the ball last, man. I gave him a little too much time at the end, and he was able to drive down and get the field goal.
Hey, he's good, too. His offense is really good. Where he lacks in defense, man, he can make some reads. Super impressed with TJ, especially this year after bouncing back. Then you go and play Payne, 35-29, overtime loss. Debo Samuel, like 70-yard touchdown. That one probably hurts more than any of them.
God, it hurt. I should have won that game.
Yeah, I watched that one. There were some close games. It looks like, you're in every single game besides the next one. The red game, outlier game, you're going to have bad games. You just had a bad game, and it snowballed.
I don't know if you call that a bad game. That was horrendous.
It snowballed. So 56-21. But then you play Dub today, and you had your shots in there, too. What was the clip? I didn't watch the clip in chat. What was it that you said tainted the game?
Okay, it's under 2 minutes. I'm about the 15-yard line out. I motioned to 5 wide, running back out. Everybody's covered. Dub's defense is insane. Just covers everybody. Except he's only got 3 pass rushers. And I go to the right. I run right up the middle. Juke is one guy. Cross the goal line. And as I'm crossing the goal line, yellow flag holding.
Oh, man.
Back to 2-20.
Oh, man.
Lose the game. I would have been up 2, maybe 3 points, because I'd probably go for 2 at that point because I was down by 5. But
oh man, that's tough. Yeah, the holdings. I don't mind holding to, like, it happens in real life, but it's the holdings that the player done. It's the ones that the play is already done, then you get the hold, and that's the one that really irks me.
I was in the end zone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The play is over with. Yeah, those are tough. Let's talk about your draft a little bit. So, I know you had how many first round picks?
So I ended up with 2. I had mine, which was the second overall pick.
You took a cornerback, right? McAllister?
Yeah, and I took McAllister. He was supposed to be the fastest corner. He ended up not being the fastest corner.
94 speed, though. Tall guy?
Yeah.
No, he's not tall. He's a midget.
No, he's short, but his vertical is real high.
77 man already. He's not bad, though. He's good.
I'm moving him up. He's getting beat sometimes in man coverage and in zone coverage, so he's a little bit of a project there, but not bad.
I mean, compared to Jalen Johnson, he's a project, but put them both together, it's gonna be real nasty. Then you got Greg Sally. That's the one I'm excited to talk about. Talk about Greg Sally a little bit.
So I traded my next year pick for this year's pick to move up to get Greg Sally, and I like him. Problem is, I can't get him open, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't.
A little scheme issue, or he just doesn't get separation, or you missing him?
I think it's a little bit of both. I'm just not making the right reads. You know, the new hot route rules, I can't, put him on a slant or a drag or a fade as much to get him that separation.
It's different. It's good for the league, but it's different.
I like it. I'm not complaining about the rule at all. It's just it's harder to get him open.
Yeah, you can't manually do a lot. You got to find plays. But with you, everyone's so focused on Frazier that you have to figure out ways to get him going the opposite way, because everyone's just gonna lock in double Frazier as much as they can, and he's still gonna get open. But if Greg's
he still balls out, and he's covered by everybody.
He might be one of the best receivers in the league. He is a what pick did you get him
at? Pick 5.
Okay, so he was a top 5 pick, 94 speed, but he's so.
He wasn't supposed to be, but I think I liked him there.
Let's see if I can get these clips pulled up real quick for you. All right, so let's talk about. So I've always ever since I started this show, I've always done offense. Let's talk about defense a little bit. This thing. So I'm mainly gonna focus on pass defense, because run defense. I always say run defense is matching personnel and your user. If you can't stop the run with your user, then you shouldn't expect to stop the run, because some teams, like you play Kylo, he's going to have just, lanes to run, and it's up to you to stop him, or he's going to do what he did to Ura in the playoffs and just walk all over him.
I think I do okay in run defense anyway, though. I'm not super great, but I think I contain it.
It's a lot of personnel. If you have the right personnel, your team is going to stop the run, or it's going to limit the run. As long as your user doesn't allow the couple of times that they get the outside, you got to contain it. But once, most of the time, if you have the personnel, which you do, they're going to contain it. But pass defense. So you see the first clip, right?
Yeah.
All right. Talk to me. All right. Talk to me about this. So you're up 6, second half. You haven't dub swept you this whole cycle, right?
Yep.
So you got your chance. You're in a cover 2 against a spread flex look.
So he sometimes likes to do those mid-in routes that come right across the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought is, if I can get that linebacker sitting right there in that mid-read, I'm good. Also, I can cover the drags, which he had been hitting me with a little bit with the hard flats.
Right. So you have the hard flats, so that's fine. But if you're going to... So cover 2 is very hard to run, and I mainly only run it inside the 10 because it gives up so much. I mean, you can see here on the screen, it gives up all this outside, all this middle. And if you don't mid-read it, if you're not this mid-read, this is just wide open for anyone. So, you have to do some adjustments here. So if you're gonna run this consistently, I would probably man Smith up to the tight end, and then this guy is either your user or he's going to be one of these 2 guys. It just depends on how you want to play it. If you think he's going to run like a post, if I'm looking at this, I'm thinking there's definitely going to be a streak here, and then there might be something deep. So the mid-read's going to take this deep dig or something like that, and then if he comes on a slant, you have it here with your user. But you have to, the main thing with defense in this league, since there's you have to strafe, so it's really looking at plays and then finding where they want to go. Because 90% of users in MSR, you take away their first read, they're going to panic. And that's when you start having success. So, here, it's just too easy. Man this guy up and then figure out what you want to do. So, he's taken out of the play. So, now you got to say, okay, do I want to stop Adams? I would probably just play the mid-read.
I think I remember this play. And I'm pretty sure, I think it's 85 is a tight end, I believe.
It is.
And I think that's where he's going. And that's why I'm on Smith there, because I'm just going to man him up myself. It is what the plan here is. But he got Adam on this deep dig usually too. So I'm also watching that. I think I switched to it actually. You see me switch to auto.
So you switched, which is good. You're taking away Adams, but then you just neglected the right side of the field. So see, now you're just stuck, and he just fits it in there.
I manned him manually.
Yes. So
you see me on the screen down there complaining because he basically gets hit when he catches it, but he still makes the catch.
So part of it is just a good read by Dub. Dub's just a hell of a player. It is what it is. They're gonna make reads like this, but look, he even had this right here, really, if he wanted it. But it's just everything open because there's no people are gonna kill stock defenses. It just is what it is. Like there's times to run stock and there's times to make adjustments. And if you're gonna run something like cover two, it's very hard to run it stock and have a lot of success with it. But I think you did well. I think you were gonna take this away. Like I said, he probably had this if he wanted it. This guy's already boxed. It's really, if you make one play here, he's probably bagged and he has to check it down. Just one adjustment to man this guy up and he's bagged. So, but it's alright. Like I said, it happens. I'm going to the next one real quick. Let's see. Alright, here we go. So same game. Now you're up 16-14, 2-point game. So I think this is his next drive. He's in a tight set. So when you see tight, what do you... Alright, let me not phrase that with you, knowing how you are. If you see a tight formation in Madden, what do you think in that? You know, what's your first read?
So I'm thinking possible corner routes.
Yeah.
So I like to shade outside a lot on this. I also am weary of a crosser coming from the outside guy here, like Adams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think definitely corner routes. And then I also, because a lot of people go corner route and then streak. Maybe not as much now since the hot route rule, but so I always think streak and corner routes here, and then everything else is going to be underneath. So mainly, you usually like let me see if it shows you what you're in. Boom, there we go. So see, look, so now you're in a cover three sky with a hook safety on the opposite side, and against a tight set. So you shaded up and out. It looks like because you got the dark purple, so you want him to get out there, but. What's your adjustment set on?
Like I didn't change the first game. I usually move my curl flats to 20 is where I like them at.
Yeah, 20 is about a sweet. 20 is about a sweet number. I think this whole cycle I've pretty much ran 15, and they still get beat a little bit, but it's all just depending on you got to know who you're playing. So like no one dub, like I can't remember what happens in this play, but no one dub, he likes to check it down to his running back a lot, and he goes to Adam. That's like his two things. If I can stop that, I know I'll have success against Dub. He's gonna hit other people, but these are his two big things. So you got to stop those. So you're in cover three sky. I mean, it's just there's so many options. What if this is a streak? If this is a streak, it's a touchdown. If this is a corner route and this is an out route, the corner route's wide open. I don't like cover three versus a tight set like this. You could run man. You could run cover one. Cover four would work, even though cover four is still going to give up the outside the same way. If you're going to do this, I would probably manually man this guy up right here. Whichever one you think is
man the safety there instead. See how you see me switch over? I do take Jackson.
Okay.
Because I know it's a vulnerable spot, but
okay. Yeah, I see it now. I see why. Okay. So here goes the play, right? Off the break.
Yeah.
Boom. Now look, you freeze here. You're playing your zone, right? But you freeze here where this guy's going to be covered. You let Adams go right behind you, and then you end up late taking the tight end. So I guess if you didn't take the tight end, he could have hit him. But you got a lot better chance of taking Adams away and letting this guy make a play.
Yeah.
Because either way, he could have still thrown this. Either way, you were like late. It's like you're hesitant. You have to know, like, this is Dub. I have got to take away Adams. Boom, I'm going with him. Even though this defender just kind of stands there. Yeah. It's just knowing who you're playing. If you know who you're playing and how they play, that's 90% of defense. You just know, I got to take Adams away. Make him make this throw to this tight end. If he makes it, good throw, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a good play. But make him work for it. Like, it's just, that's too easy. Got to make people work. Here we go, to the red game. All right. So you played red twice a year. We've all watched him. What does he do in the passing game?
Oh, I don't even know, man.
I mean, he can't pass. So if he's going over 5 yards, it's going to Scotty. That's just how it is. So like all game, I would just take away Scotty. Let him have. You have Jalen Johnson on Galladay. Then there's occasional times you would need to take away Hawkinson because he can hit him, but all the other stuff are going to be short stuff that your defense can corral around. You just don't want to give up no big plays. Giving up big plays is how you get blown out. If you can limit people to, if they drive down the field, 15, 16 play drive, score a touchdown, it's a good drive. But if you can limit the 3 to 4 play drives, that's when you're going to have to start getting a lot better. Because it's those big bombs that people give up that it snowballs. You get a big bomb, then you go get a 3 and out, then he comes right back down and scores 7. Now you're down 14 and your mental's gone. Because you're another one that your mental, like, it determines how you play.
everything.
Yeah, you snowball. So let's see. I think you're in. Let me see what you're in. All right, so you're in cover one. So if I'm in man versus a tight set, right? I'm going to immediately press these corners. Most of the time, if I'm in something like this, I'm gonna play this linebacker, so that way, because speed's gonna beat him every time. So I'm usually gonna use this linebacker, but against red, I think you're right. I think you switch off though. Yeah, you switch to play the hook. That's the problem. So if you know your personnel, you know you have to take away Scotty, or if you're gonna play the hook, take Scotty. You know what I'm saying? Like when he goes by you, take him. See, oh, you even switched off again. I think
I was trying to make an adjustment and he caught me.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that's not that bad then. But you see what I'm saying. So you would have used this right here?
No, I'm trying to go to Hutchinson, but I think I see something and I want to make a change. I can't remember what it is, so I switch again.
This is Hutchinson? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say that's who I like to play. I like to play the hook there so I can follow the crosser. But exactly. I think I got switching.
He still would have had Hawkinson, but you take that away and he doesn't have a huge bomb. You know that you just people like him you have got, especially the people like I'm trying to think who else. Bear, like the runners, you cannot let them get easy plays. Make them run it all the way down the field and score. And if they do, good drive. But make them work for it, because people like this you cannot give easy stuff to, because if you make him 5-6 more plays, he's liable to throw you a pick. You know what I'm saying? And the whole game's changed. Here we go again. Oh, this is a weird thing for me. I haven't seen this. You're the only one I've ever seen this. So he's in a split set, which is two running back set. It's like a fullback dive. It's usually just straight up the middle, right? You come out on the 1, 4 seconds left. So if you get a tackle, there's a good chance that he's not getting a timeout. But you come out in a dime sugar week. So like, I get the blitz. Like I get what you're trying to do. But look at this. There's 3 linemen. 1, 2, 3. Look at this huge hole. Like this guy's gonna get swallowed. Like let it play through. You pinch it to make it a little better, but you're still outnumbered here, and he just walks in. You see what I'm saying? Like match personnel. It's in the goal line. I don't care if they come out in 5 wide. I'm probably in 4-6. Once they hit the 5-yard line, I'm probably in 4-6, regardless what they come out in. Then it just comes to determining what could happen. How could they beat this? So like, let's say they come out in a spread set, and I'm in 4-6. I'm gonna make sure I take that RPO away and don't give them that little RPO a lot of people hit. Make sure I take that away. But against this, like, there's only 2 plays he's gonna hit you with. It's gonna be A, the halfback inside, or it's gonna be B, an angle route. That's the only 2 plays. So I'm gonna come out in 4-6, probably like a cover 3. I might man Scotty up just to make sure there's no RPO. I don't think there is. And then I'm either shooting the gap or I'm sitting still and waiting for this angle route. That's the only 2 plays he's going to hit you with. It's just knowing formations and then knowing who you're playing. But learning the formations and what plays are huge.
Yeah, I was probably already mentally blown on this, because I don't ever call that formation either.
Yeah, you can just tell. It's like a tilt.
Yeah.
See here. Here we go again. You can go through this. I don't need to. Same situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna cover 2. I don't know. I like cover 2 sometimes.
I don't mind cover 2. It's just a stock cover 2. Okay, you're playing Payne, right?
Yeah.
He's a runner usually, but he's very balanced.
First time playing Payne, so it's not like I don't have much experience against him.
Okay, he's a very balanced user. When he does pass, he wants to go to Kittle a lot, and if not, he's going to Debo or something like that. So here you have a cover 2. Kittle's here, so I probably man him up and use her the mid read, or I use her as safety, because he's in a trip set. It's never like the trip set is a cover 2's weakness. Because let's say he's in 4 verts, he's open. One of these 2 guys are open because it's in a 4 verts. Let's say he's in a slant, you're good, but then Kittle, out of these sets, the streak is just so open. And I think he hits a post here or something like that. You do play the mid read though, so that's good. And you back up a little bit. So let's see here now. He just blows right by him. I mean, it's just a streak, and that's your role. But according to the rules, you can't play it, and that's why that cover 2 is so. So your mid read is here, so you could be almost at the 30, that's as far back as you could go because you got 5 yards past this zone, right? So you could actually be back there by the 30, but where he catches it, I mean, it's down here by the 20.
Never been in my area.
Yeah, it would never. So, like, the safeties don't play it well enough to run it in open field enough. So, like, if you're going to run it, you have to have. I know a lot of people do the deep blue middle. You could do that. I don't necessarily like it because it leaves so much of the middle open. But you could run it to there's a couple dime sets, there's a couple dollar sets. I'm sure there's a nickel set in there that has a mid read. It's covered too, but it has an extra hook. That extra hook can be your deep blue. So if you're gonna run it, you could do something like that, or you could just change a lot of man the slot up. User, if you're gonna use her the mid read, man the slot up and use her the tight end, because that's the two things that are gonna beat you. A lot of people, there's very few users in this league that are gonna see this look and hit this. It will happen every now and then, but most people, they're just not gonna see it in time to actually make the throw, and if so, the safety. So just, you can use cover two, just you have to know the set you're using it against.
I think I fall into the trap of I need a mix-up play call, so I call cover two because I haven't called a cover two in a while.
Which is fine. Like I said, you should mix up your play calls, but you just have to. It has to be very situational with that one zone. That's the only zone I would say that, like, you can't call anywhere really. It has to be very. Here we go. Overtime, 3rd and inches against a double set to the left. You sell out for the run and you take away Kittle. So usually I would say Kittle is who I would take away against Payne, right? But you have to understand, Kittle has route tech. Debo has route tech. Route tech beats X Factor receivers no matter what they have. So you have to take this away. But I would never sell out. Your defense has been balling out. For most of the game, you held him to field goals. I mean, he had so many field goals this game. Don't sell out because you're frustrated. Like, make him beat you. You let him win right here. Make him beat you. We'll play it. So you see, you take away Kittle. You're on Hutchins, so take away the flat. Look at what? Well, he would have beat him anyway, but your cornerback switched. He handed him off to here, and he was back turned. Next thing you know, it's to the crib. That's different. You don't see that a lot, actually.
I'm almost there for the sack too. That play was so bad.
Oh man, yeah, it's just it's just a good play by Payne. You know, it is what it is. But you just can't sell out like that and expect to have a ton of success. I don't zero blitz. I just don't do it.
I almost never do.
Yeah, it's just the benefits from a zero blitz don't level out the cons. The amount of big plays you'll give up from a zero blitz, it's just not worth it almost. If you're going to do that, you have to know the formation for sure and take away that first read if you're zero blitzing. And you probably picked the right one. It just happened to be, he made a good play. And, like, sometimes it's going to happen. But that's it. What other questions do you have about pass defense? That's all the clips I had.
It's knowing who to cover and when, man. That's my problem.
And the thing is, like, it's not like, not necessarily like a defense that's going to help you or picking defenses. It's really just knowledge of Madden, and that's going to be the best. Knowing formations, say, okay, if he's coming out in this formation, he could probably run this, or this, and I should probably take away this route. And then you build your defense around that route. So, like, that's how I do it. When I see formations that they choose, I act like I'm choosing that formation, what plays I would run. And I only look to pass. So any formation they come out in, I'm just looking to stop the pass. If they run, they run. You can stop the run. But if you set up for a run and they pass, you're fucked. So I set up to defend the pass every single play. And if that happens, I'm ready. If it doesn't, then you make an adjustment on the fly and you stop the run. But stuff like that. But any tight formations, press, man. Press. You got to get your receivers. A lot of people, like, you've seen it a lot. Did you watch Showdown tonight?
I caught a little bit of it.
Yeah, Joey number 1. They run a lot of play action crossers. Doug in your division runs a lot of strong close crossers. You have got to press them, so it gives them gives your cornerbacks a little time to catch up. Because if not, it's just a free run and it's an easy pass every single time. But it's mainly just start playing bend don't break. Stop running a lot of single high. Run more, two safety high. Make people beat you. Make them drive down the field and beat you. And if they do, they beat you. It's a good drive. But stop giving up. You got to stop giving up one play touchdowns and no more pressing. I seen you a couple times. I wish I had the clip. Where you try to manually press with a cornerback. That shit sucks. Miss. That shit sucks. Just don't. Just run. Just run with them. Like you'll have more success just running with them at the user than you will holding one or press. Because if you miss, it's over. I mean, you've seen it with Scotty. He just burnt you because you missed the press. It looked like you were just standing there. So I don't even know how to do it. That's how I've never learned because it's just ass. I mean, every time I see someone do it, it either works and they push them 5 yards back, or the next 4 times it's a touchdown.
I think that comes from like 5 Maddens ago when you could manually plus the tight end and then it releases and they always try to throw it to him and then you just pick it off.
It's just times change, but I think that's all. That's all I got today. If you ain't got anything else, I think we're good. 25 minutes today, long episode.
Yeah.
We'll be back I would say it's week 8 now. We'll probably come back about week 15. And then I think we're going to go back to offense for that episode. But until then, we're out. Later.